here, we all come from different walks of life. We all have different avenues that we're trying to take. But what's important in the church? We hear a lot of people say that Christians shouldn't vote for this or for that. But in actuality, it's our civic duty to vote. And we need to understand that. I wanted to bring something that I thought would probably help someone in here that's been on the fence about who to vote for or when to vote as a child of God. And wanted you to understand that it's really your contentious duty to do that. Okay? One of the other things I really want you all to understand that when we think about voting in the Bible, we know in First Timothy, it talked about, it didn't say voting, but it had an excerpt where it dealt with the fact of dealing with the kings. There's also in Matthew's where you talk about give unto Caesar's what Caesar's, and we all know what that means, right? One of the things that you have to understand as a Christian is that number one, always put God first. That's number one. As you consider a candidate, as a Christian or as a child of God or someone that's saved in the church, make sure that they have what? Your values. How do you know if they have your values or not? A lot of us vote what? Prematurely. We vote with the masses. You have to get it into your mind to vote according to what you believe. Okay? Now, that might ask two things. Well, minister, let me ask you a question. This gentleman or young lady that I'm voting for may say that they believe in abortion. But yet, they also believe in helping the poor. We have a dilemma, don't we? Okay? That's why you have to stand on what? On the principle. You have to stand on what God deals with you in your heart. Okay? But it's vitally important for any of you that here that are ministers or pastors or deacons or deaconess that you get with your leadership and understand what their perspective is when it comes to voting. Now, hypothetically, I voted for Barack Obama. I don't mind. I know they say he won't be sacred, but you know what? The only person I have to worry about is God. So I voted for Barack Obama. And why did I vote for him? Well, that's because I come from an era where I see my family members from Baltimore who are elderly who can't afford to even go to the doctor. I had a 103-year-old great-grandfather who passed away 2 years ago that couldn't afford his medication. 103 years old, he lived on this earth and wasn't even able to get the help that he needed. That hurts. So I had to come out of spiritual realm into the natural for that. But if I get back to the spiritual, I understand that there are people in the church that say, well, I'm not going to vote because they believe in abortion. Well, then you do what you have to do. But what about that family, that other child of God, that don't know where their next meal going to come from? Or that young student that goes to your church that can't go to college? Or what about that family that don't know where their next meal or where they're going to live tomorrow? That's why we in the church have to, I always say this, we can't be so heavenly minded that we're no earthly good. Okay? You have to understand that. One of the things that you have to carry with yourself when you go into that voting booth is you go with the Lord. You ask God to what? He can guide you. The Bible says he'll guide you and lead you into what? All truth. Okay? I'm not down here to give you a sermon. What I'm really trying to get you to understand that if you go to church right now, if you're in an environment where it's so dogmatic that it's taking you away from what you think is right when it comes to voting, then you need to go talk to your leadership, but you need to really pray. You really do. Because one of the things about voting, it's a right. Just think about I don't know if you all ever been to Egypt. I've been to Egypt. I've been overseas. They can't vote like we can. If they do get caught voting, something's going to happen to them bad. We don't know how good we have it in America, the Christians. We can read our Bibles. We can witness on the street. We can do whatever we want to do. But you try to take that over to one of those foreign countries, you may not last long. So we have to exercise our civil duty, that is to vote. I implore all of you that are here this morning or this afternoon that when you go back to your church homes or when the next election comes, be an advocate for your pastor or your leadership. Talk with them. understand what their